Don't dim your light for anyone. No one. Because it's really going to affect you in an adverse way. So when you hear the term don't dim your light, some people don't really know exactly what that means. Some people think it's just, you know, don't shine too bright, or don't over or outshine someone else, or, you know, some of you know what that means, know the statement, don't dim your light, and others, they just can't seem to fathom exactly how to practically put that into their life. And what I'm seeing for myself from an experience that I've just had recently was that not dimming your light is really more than just a statement. It's really saying you have a certain type of energy about you, a certain type of poisonous wisdom, knowledge, medicine that you're here to share with the world, and however way that looks like to you. It could be just through your voice, it could be through your artwork, it could be through hugs, uplifting people, through, you know, drawing, painting, singing. You have a knack for putting people together. You have a knack for empowering others, inspiring others. Those are all medicines. Those are all beautiful, unique spiritual gifts and aspects of you that needs to be shown and expressed in however way you choose to do it. Now, you get to choose how that is, if that's amongst others, if it's online on YouTube like this, or on any other platform, if it's within your family, within your friends, if you're a teacher, if you're a lawyer, or however that is, however it may come, however you feel that it resonates best with you. They're saying don't dim your light, because that is your light, that is your power, that is one of your gifts. And I'm gonna tell you what happens when you dim your light. When you dim your light, what you're essentially doing is that in so many different ways, you're people pleasing. You're putting, other people above you, and not necessarily people pleasing. So I want to take that back, because that's not the intent behind it, right? That's not the intent. But maybe you're putting other people ahead of you. Maybe you're putting other people's goals ahead of yours. You're not being yourself, or you're not positioning yourself in a place where you can share all those gifts that I mentioned at the beginning of the video. And when you're not doing that, you're literally allowing your light to dim down little by little, more and more. Just think of a light in a cave. The further away it goes from the cave, you know, the darker it gets, because you just see the light get smaller and smaller and smaller. That's exactly what's happening when you need to be coming to the light, like literally go to the light, right? Go closer to the cave door, the entrance door, to share and shed and you know, just bring your light out a lot more. And if you're not speaking up for yourself, if you're letting certain things slide, and you're not holding yourself accountable and holding other people accountable, which is so major key, which was something that I didn't feel like I had the energy to even try to hold other people accountable, because one, I felt like, again, this is what happens when you put other people ahead. You think they know better, right? But then also, which isn't true, it doesn't matter if they know better. Even if they did, doesn't mean they're going to do better. But also, you get to hold yourself accountable no matter what. Everything that we're doing, the work is all about you. It's all expressions and experiences that you're going through for you, for your evolution, for your awareness. There's no you against anybody. It's always you against you. And not even really you against you, but it's just you trying to integrate, or learning to integrate, both your shadow and your light aspect of yourself, so that you can always operate as a wholesome being. Okay? So whenever you're not speaking up for yourself, or something bothered you and you didn't say anything, or you let someone speak to you a certain type of way in front of other people, or you don't show up for yourself the way that you know you can, now you start to see people are not paying you a certain type of attention. Somebody recently said a quote a few weeks ago that I used to hear all the time, and every time I hear it, I haven't heard it in a long time, but every time I hear it, it just rings true every single day. And he stated, familiarity breeds content. So no matter how great you are, it's kind of like, you look at Beyonce, Jay-Z, all these celebrities that some people look up to, even, you know, anyone, like let's say you idolize anybody, KRS-One, whoever, right? Any spiritualist, Dr. Sebi, whatever. You may look at them like, oh my God, is this person, is that person? But their family that sees them every single day is like, who? Couscous? Little bro? Like blah, blah, blah. You know, they got a nickname for them, like Little Booger. And you're like, what? because they look at them as a regular being, because they're always around them. Familiarity breeds contempt. Not necessarily the contempt part, but they know them to, like, they see them every single day. It's like you have a bike, but you don't use it every single day. You don't honor it. You're not grateful for it every single day, except for those that are deliberately and intentionally grateful and uses it every single day and is grateful for it every single day. And that's a different type of energy. That's a different type of way of someone showing up and showing gratitude for you being in their life in any capacity, and vice versa. How you show up. So make sure you're also honoring others in whatever way, whatever aspect, however capacity they came in your life, in small, medium, large, it doesn't matter. Always be grateful. You may not be able to show up in the same way that they have. Doesn't mean that you don't appreciate them or you don't show them any gratitude nonetheless, right? So when you hide yourself and you dim your light, you're allowing people to walk over you. You're allowing people to dismiss you, to disrespect you, to talk about you, to speak negatively about you, to shame you, talk behind your back, whatever it may be. Maybe even talk down to you in your face. And I know you're probably thinking, I don't want to be confrontational. There's certain factors involved, whatever it is that you may be thinking. But it doesn't mean that you should dim your light. It should still mean that you should still shine your light respectfully, honoring yourself and others, however way that you can. Even if there's a knot in your throat and you want to say something, but you're afraid of the outcome or whatever it is, it doesn't matter. Say it with kindness. Say it with authenticity. Speak from your diaphragm. Speak with courage. Have the will and the power and the love to speak your truth. That's what's going to always stand. And even if there is an outcome, an adverse reaction that you wouldn't like, it doesn't matter, because you spoke your truth. It's kind of like rejection is your protection type of statement. If one door closes, another door will open. And there's such a delicacy to that, because you have to surrender. You get to choose to surrender to source. You could keep going up the mountain if you want to. You could keep doing it this way if you want to. But you have to choose to surrender to source, to your inner self, to your guidance, to your ancestors, to show you, hey, we're not saying this is good or bad, but maybe this isn't for you right now, or maybe this isn't for you no longer. And you get to choose, even if others don't. You get to choose to move forward peacefully. Maybe you're still trying to figure it out, like, why did this happen or whatever? Why did I get rejected? Why did somebody try to play me? Why did whatever it is, right? You always remember that you have the above hand. You are always above you, right? So with that being said, as long as you're standing in your truth, you're standing in your power, you're letting your light shine. You don't dim it for anyone, for whatever reason. And it could be for the smallest reason. Some people, again, familiarity breeds contempt. Maybe they don't like the way that you're doing certain things. Maybe it's just time is up. Maybe the contract is over. Maybe there's jealousy and envy. Maybe there's resentment and unhealed childhood traumas. Maybe there's so many reasons that you don't have the energy or the time to really sit and focus and dwell on that for too long, because that could take you into a loophole, into a vortex, into a rabbit hole that sometimes it's challenging. It's too much effort to try to come out of. So why even bother? Just jump over that shit. Why even bother jumping in the first place? And I've done this several times in my life where I would go down that loophole, but it only caused me to self-isolate. It caused me to procrastinate bars. It caused me to overthink, just be in my mind, be overburdened, replay certain scenarios, and prayed, meditated, journaled, and cried, and then released and was happy. And then, it just really puts you in a position that if you are not emotionally aware, if you are not doing the chakra work, if you are not aware of yourself, because that's all it is, it's self-mastery. You want to eventually develop that awareness so that you can pause and be like, hold on, hold up. I don't need to take this in, because this is not serving me. So that's it. There's nothing else, ... There's nothing else for me to figure out. There's nothing else for me to try to fix. I don't need to approve, disapprove, validate anything. Because once you're always operating in your truth, that's also, if people can see the truth, that's what they're going to see regardless. And it's not about doing it for anything or anyone outside of yourself and source. This walk is your walk. So whenever you find yourself in a position where you're not holding your end of the bargain when it comes to you sharing your light with the world, speaking up to yourself, you're someone with great energy, you're someone who's beautiful, you need to be seen, you're someone with a beautiful voice, you need to be heard, either if you're speaking, singing, talking, whatever it is, journaling, writing, use those gifts to do your work. I can't tell you how much like it hurts to experience certain situations, and it's real. The feelings are real. If it gets you down and you feel disappointed, feel that. It's okay to feel that. Take some time and feel that, and then also take some time to release that with love, and release everything, every place, and every person included with love, because anyone can transition tomorrow, including you. There isn't much time, and there is no such thing as time. However, your body keeps seasoning, okay? The seasoning keeps seasoning, okay? The mind, the experiences, a lot of things will keep seasoning, but you always get to be in the present moment. Every moment is an opportunity for you to use the wisdom of your past to implement it into the present moment so that you can enjoy a brighter future. Sounds tacky, I know, but living it, that's what it is. That's exactly what it is. Don't ever pigeonhole yourself. Don't ever put yourself in the corner. Nobody puts baby in the corner, okay? Don't ever put yourself in the corner. Don't let anybody else put you in the corner. Speak up for yourself. Express your truth authentically, even if that means you get to hold yourself accountable, especially when that means you get to hold yourself accountable, because they say there's 3 truths. If you tell your truth and you tell the truth, everything else doesn't matter. If your truth is the truth, where you could say, you know what, I was wrong in this, I did that, it's unfortunate that it showed up to look like this, that wasn't my intention, and then you want to think about how it's impacting others. That wasn't the type of impact I wanted, or I had even, it wasn't intentional, right? Intentions and impact, they go hand in hand. They are both important. And there's a lot in between that. Some things you have no control over. A lot of things you have no control over, like other people's problems and stuff like that. But when it comes down to it, never let anyone, anything, it doesn't matter, ever hold your light back. And only you can give them permission to do that. And that could be because of low self-esteem, insecurities. Maybe you're new to somewhere, you don't know how you're going to do certain things. Maybe you fear certain things. Maybe you think you have lack of resources or whatever. All these things are limited beliefs that you get to work through. And once you could be honest and real with yourself and actually state those things, take accountability for your part in the equation, then you could at least move forward, because it's kind of like, well, I've acknowledged this, I've acknowledged that, and I could move on. I could surrender this. Anything else that comes out from that is really out of your control. But the minute you ever feel less than, or people don't respect you, or this is always happening to you, or whatever, just take a moment to ask yourself and to assess, how am I showing up? Am I showing up with poise, with class? Am I showing up with respect, integrity? Am I showing up as the light, the beautiful light that I am? Am I being my true authentic self? And am I afraid to be that? And it's okay to be afraid to be that, because perhaps, I'm sure you're seeing this quote floating all over the place. Take your time with becoming this new person and this new version of yourself you've never been before. Going into 2025, being that we're going more into, the age of Aquarius, a lot deeper, getting closer to the golden age. A lot more of this is just, the sun is only going to be revving up a lot more of the spirit need to expand in the body. The cells, your DNA, everything is expanding, everything is shifting, okay? Atoms are shifting, everything is shifting. So it's making more space for your spirit to reside. And it's going to be uncomfortable if you don't start to honor and bring to light some of the insecurities, fears, and traumas from lineages, or that you've acquired in your waking life. thus far, it's going to be harder to progress in life if you're still holding on to those things. So take the time, get yourself a journal. If there's going to be anything you're going to do for yourself in 2025, get yourself a journal. Do some chakra work on yourself. Do some Reiki healing. Do some self-assessments, self-affirmations, self-reflections. Okay? And truthfully and honestly and authentically and boldly and courageously and lovingly, really check yourself. That's all you really have control over, because it's all about soul evolution, like I said. It's all about a higher level of self-mastery. This game is all about self-realization, self-actualization, right? And not to sound narcissistic, I mean that from a healthy perspective. Because anything outside of self is just information, is just feedback. And it's easier than said, right? Because you actually have to process those through your emotions. And when those emotions get blocked and stuck in certain organs or in your body, and they've been there buried for so long, it's a lot more challenging to progress through life when there's certain type of anchors that are holding you in your body. Your spirit wants to go like this, and it can't really, because there's a blockage there. Yoga, work out, hit the gym, go swim, go dance. I don't care what you do. Just go move your body, move that energy, jump, breathe. Breathe out loud. Okay, cry, sing, dance. Utilize all of your senses, because that's what your senses are here for. Don't dim your light for anything or anyone. And if it's an aspect of you that you have just been removed from, like I just came here to Ghana. It's officially my first year in Ghana. And I am going to start to do some videos on there about my trip and some things that I've learned and stuff like that, do's and don'ts. And I'm also considering to even, interview a few people that I've met here based on how they've transitioned and the mindset that it took for them to come here, especially if they came from the States. But as we evolve into doing more of those type of like inner work, that's when things start to be revealed to you. Okay. And it's easier said than done, y'all. Okay, but it could be fun. It could be fun. It could be fun. As long as you don't let anyone dim your light. You might be thinking, this is something that maybe right now you're going through certain, especially with the full moon that just passed, man. You're probably realizing certain aspects of you of how you showed up in the past and how it's perpetuating certain outcomes that you don't want to experience anymore. That is your key. I have a 5 of Pentacles card in one of my tarot decks, and it's this lady. She's on the floor inside a room. The door is locked, but on the corner is the key. You always have the key to let yourself out. You're not stuck. You're not blocked. Can't anybody block you, especially when your heart is pure. No one can block you. You block yourself, and I've done that plenty of times to be able to say that as truth. You block yourself. Get up, grab the key from the corner, unlock yourself, unhinge, unbind yourself. Not to other people's burdens, not to other people's insecurities and traumas that they wear and they project onto you. Don't do it to others, all right? Don't bear your insecurities and projections onto others. Work through them, release them. Whatever it is you need to do, candle work, ancestral work, whatever it is that you need to do, chakra work, again, all of that. It's the most important thing that you can do is working on you. That is the most important thing. If anything, that has been something that you've been experiencing lately, you're like, hold up. I realize the more that I show up for others in this way, and I'm doing this for people, and I'm all of this for that person and for this, I'm not doing that for myself. And that's your shadow. That's also co-creating with the universe to cause some chaos or a tower moment in your life, because it's like, sorry, my camera just went out. It's like, if you're going to put all that energy and effort into others, we're going to shut this down. Because you need to be redirecting that energy over here. Okay? And it's not like you don't know this is important. This is what happens that's why I said the term people pleasing before. Maybe it was something you grew up doing and you didn't realize you were still doing it in your adulthood, and now you need to release it. Maybe overgiving, overextending yourself, oversharing. And now you're realizing, oh man, I'm mad at myself because I'm not giving to myself. And that's where I found myself. But one thing I could learn from that experience is to not dim your light, not to It's so important, because we sometimes can be stuck on other people dimming your light. Those people are going to do that regardless, because you have your light, they see your light, they're going to do it regardless. So as long as they're busy doing their job, don't you add on to the job. Don't you add on to blocking yourself and blocking your blessings and dimming your own light. You owe that to yourself. Be your true self. Even if somebody says, oh, okay, I like you, I want to be with you in a relationship, and all of a sudden they want to block you and hoard you and hold you, then you got to go, because you're for the world. You're for teaching and healing and embracing and experiencing, right? And everybody's dreams and goals and purpose and walk and path and medicine is different, but you know what you're for. You know who you're for. You know what you're here to do. For me, I know part of my gift to the world is radically self-loving myself, radically loving myself. Okay? But if I'm going to sacrifice myself, I can't be mad if others is trying to sacrifice me, because that's the projection that I'm putting out. Like, I'm not good enough. You can tell me what to do, blah, blah, blah. Instead of being like, well, this is what I want to do. This is what I'm doing. How can we do this together? Step up for yourself. Stand up for yourself. Speak up for yourself. In 2025, moving forward, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it takes a little longer, you owe it to yourself. Okay? If it's an old way of being, get rid of that old way of being. Change it to a more confident way of being. A being that believes in his or herself a lot more. That take action every single day a lot more. Because it's only going to get more uncomfortable. The experiences are only going to get worse if you don't let go of that being. Okay? Just learn from it. And finally be courageous enough to let it go. And the best way to let go of an addiction of something, maybe you're addicted to that way of being because it's been 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. Replace it with a new way of being. So instead of saying yes all the time, maybe now you have to start to say no. Instead of saying, let me try my best, maybe now you have to say, I don't think I can do it. I would love to, but I'm swamped. Even if that means you just need to rest. You need to sleep. You want to catch up on a movie with your man or your girl. And this is your time, your day to do it. Okay, even if that means you wanted to do this, but now you realize it's not going to work for you. It's okay. Express yourself. I don't think it's fickle at all. I think it's being honest with yourself. And if that changes, then be open to a conversation. Okay? But whatever you do, dimming your light, it just looks like you not being who it is that you really project yourself to have been or to become. If you're not being that person now, or you're waiting for a certain time to be that person. Oh, in 5 years, I'm going to be this confident person who speaks her mind and I'm just going to keep doing the work. You can start doing that right now. You can start being that right now. You don't have to wait. You don't have to delay. This isn't going to hurt anyone. If anything, it's going to help every single one, including you. That's my spiel. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you on the next video. If you like this video, hit the like, comment down below. Let me know your thoughts. Subscribe to the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll speak to you guys soon. Love y'all. Peace.